Alexis David played some serious hardball. The General Hospital recap for Friday, October 20, 2023, featured Alexis putting everything on the line for Drew, and her plan nearly cost her dearly. Also, in this episode, Kevin, John Lindstrom, Gabe Spencer, Nicholas Alexander Chavez, a reality check, Valentin gaslit Anna, and Laura spent some much-needed time with Charlotte. Now, let's dig a little deeper into the details. Over at The Invader, Alexis, Nancy Lee Graham, thought she had Judge Kim, Kurt Yee, up against a wall, but she didn't. Her blackmail plan to trade his corruption story for Drew's, Cameron Matheson, freedom fell flat, and Judge Kim stormed out of her office. Alexis was devastated. Well, until a call came in from a friend, who told her that Judge Kim ultimately decided to pull Drew's file. As for Drew, Liz, Rebecca Herbst, paid him a visit and they caught up on the boys, his relationship with Carly, and what would come next. Unfortunately, their good time reminiscing was cut short by the guard. Drew's transfer papers were in, and it was time to go back to Pentonville. Drew reluctantly accepted his fate, donned his prison orange, and was wheeled away by the guards. Valentine, James Patrick Stewart, brought Charlotte, Scarlett Fernandez, home from school early and handed her off to Laura, Jenny Francis. The gals talked about many things, including Charlotte's feelings of loneliness since returning home. It hurt her to be in the house with Valentin gone so much. He bought her a house, sure, but he was never there. Laura baited the hook, saying she agreed that he spent a lot of time with Anna. Laura then opened up to Charlotte about making some very big mistakes when she was a girl. She offered to be a listening ear if her granddaughter had anything to share. Charlotte seemed touched but kept her secrets to herself. As for Anna, Finola Hughes, and Valentine, they met up at the Metro Court. Anna was too scared to spend time alone in her suite. Valentine tried to comfort her and do what he could. However, her fear was still not enough for him to come clean about Charlotte. He did imply this was all Victor's, Charles Shaughnessy, fault. The will must have triggered someone. Meanwhile, Cody, Josh Taylor, offered Dante, Dominic Zamprogna, support after learning he was placed on leave. In turn, Dante offered him advice. It was time for Cody to come clean about things. First, he needed to tell Sasha, Sophia Matson, that he wants her around. Second, he needed to tell Mac that he is his son. Cody didn't like the latter idea. Speaking of coming clean, that's exactly what Robert, Tristan Rogers, did when he ran into Diane at the Yoga studio. The pair took a few friendly jabs at each other about stealing away for long lunches from their jobs and cracked a few other jokes. It wasn't long before flirting began, and Robert suggested Diane give him a second chance. She refused. She didn't want a second chance with him. She wanted a whole new fresh start with him. Back at the hospital was Esm, Avery Kristen Pohl. Kevin, John Lindstrom, brought her and the baby for Ace's appointment. Spencer caught up with the trio and was peeved he was left out. Esm pushes him away further by taking Ace's appointment alone, leaving Spencer to whine to Kevin. Spencer wanted to be better than his father and a man Ace deserved. Kevin reminded him that he is not a dad and had no rights to Ace, a fact that ruffled Spencer's feathers.